You ever meet someone who twists your words better than a Greek philosopher, but with none of the wisdom? They smile in your face, play victim when called out, and somehow you end up apologizing when they lied? Yeah, those are manipulators, the shadow boxers of modern society. But what if I told you that the ancient Stoics, who didn't even have smartphones or group chats, left behind principles powerful enough to mentally judo flip these people without ever raising your voice? Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to support our journey. And make sure to watch till the end, because you don't want to miss the Stoic technique that shuts down manipulators instantly. Number 1, know thyself before outsmarting anyone. The Stoics believed that true power comes from knowing yourself. You can't be manipulated if you're rooted in your values. Marcus Aurelius didn't need to shout in the Roman Senate. He just lived by what he believed. Manipulators prey on people who lack that inner compass. They test your emotional boundaries because they assume you don't know where they are yourself. When you're solid in who you are, you become a brick wall to manipulation. They'll say things like, if you loved me, you'd do this. But if you've defined what love, respect, and self-worth mean to you, those lines lose all their weight. You won't need to argue. You'll just smile like Epictetus watching someone yell at the wind. Self-awareness also helps you recognize your triggers. Manipulators are emotional locksmiths. They look for your insecurities, then use them as leverage. But when you've already done the inner work, their keys don't fit. You know your flaws, and you're not ashamed of them. That kind of confidence is manipulation-proof. The real flex? Walking away without needing to prove anything. The Stoics called it apatheia, not apathy, but a higher kind of calm. We've got that. Manipulators lose their power because drama doesn't stick to you. You become Teflon for toxicity. Number 2, don't react. Respond like a Stoic. Manipulative people want you to react emotionally. The more dramatic, the better. It gives them ammo. But Stoics were masters of emotional discipline. They knew that the moment you lose your cool, you lose the game. Seneca literally wrote essays about not losing your temper. Dude was basically the original anger management coach. So how do you respond without letting them pull your strings? First, pause. That's it. Don't answer texts in anger. Don't clap back in the heat of the moment. Take a breath, sip your tea, channel your inner Zeno, and then maybe say nothing at all. The silence alone will freak them out more than any comeback. When you do respond, do it with logic. Manipulators thrive in emotional chaos, but when you speak like a calm, reasonable philosopher, it throws them off balance. I understand your perspective, but I've made my decision. That one line has ended more manipulative games than any long speech ever could. Also, humor helps. A little dry wit can go a long way. When they say, everyone's talking about how selfish you are, reply with, great. Now I won't have to send out holiday cards. It disarms them. You're calm, you're witty, and most importantly, you're not taking the bait. Number 3, master the art of boundaries without guilt. The Stoics didn't believe in people-pleasing. They weren't out here saying yes to every request like they were Amazon Prime. Epictetus literally said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Translation, it's okay if people think you're mean for setting boundaries. Let them. Manipulators love guilt tripping. After all I've done for you, you're the only one who understands me. They wrap their control in emotional packaging, so you feel like the villain when you say no. But Stoicism teaches that your duty is to live by reason, not emotion. You don't owe anyone access to your peace. Setting a boundary is not the same as being unkind. It's self-respect in action. The Stoics taught that we should treat others with justice, but justice includes yourself. You're not a doormat. You're a human being with limited time and energy. Saying no is not a betrayal. It's a prioritization. So the next time someone tries to twist your arm emotionally, say this: I respect your feelings, but I'm choosing what's best for me right now. You don't need to justify, explain, or negotiate. If Marcus Aurelius can rule Rome and still make time for journaling, you can protect your peace too. Number 4, use logic to cut through emotional fog. Manipulators love mixing facts with feelings, usually theirs. They create foggy situations where you're unsure what's true. But Stoics trained themselves to think clearly, even in emotional storms. They used reason like a sword, cutting through illusions to get to the heart of the matter. Here's a practical tip. Break down what they're saying into facts versus opinions. If someone says, "You always ignore me," ask yourself, is that true or just how they feel right now? Don't attack them, but don't absorb their narrative either. Clarify, don't defend. Can you tell me when I did that? Puts the ball back in their court without sounding hostile. Logic also protects you from gaslighting. If someone constantly rewrites history or twists your intentions, document things for your own clarity. Journal. Reflect. Ask questions like a Stoic investigator. Is this in my control? What are the facts? Once you develop that habit, their manipulation tactics lose power. And if they keep pressing, flip the script with calm rationality. I hear that you're upset, but from my perspective, here's what happened. No yelling, no drama, just logic served on a plate of emotional calm. It's like throwing cold water on their fire, and it works every time. Number 5, walk away like a Stoic legend when needed. Sometimes the most Stoic move isn't winning the argument, it's exiting the room. The ancient philosophers didn't beg people to understand them. They didn't fear walking away from toxic people, even family. Why? Because they value their inner peace more than anyone's approval. Walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Manipulators hate it because they can't control what they can't reach. But when you silently remove yourself, you take back all the power they thought they had. Remember, your absence can be louder than your presence. Now, this doesn't mean ghosting every difficult person. It means you recognize when someone's pattern of manipulation is beyond fixing, and you stop engaging. You don't burn bridges, but you stop watering dead plants. Seneca will be proud. And here's the funny part. Once you stop playing their game, they either escalate or disappear. Either way, you win. Because you're no longer being played, you're playing chess with your peace. And in the end, that's the most Stoic flex of all. Number 6, accept what you can't control and let go. One of the most famous Stoic maxims is to focus only on what's in your control. And manipulators love pushing your buttons that are not under your control. They want to see you sweat about things you can't change, like their moods or false accusations. But Stoicism teaches radical acceptance. You only own your thoughts, actions, and reactions. Everything else, let it bounce off. Imagine the manipulator throwing emotional grenades at you, trying to force guilt or fear. The Stoic response? Is this mine to fix? No? Then I'll let it go. This isn't about ignoring problems. It's about saving your energy for what truly matters. Like choosing whether to respond with reason instead of rage. Acceptance is not resignation, it's empowerment. It frees you from the exhausting task of controlling others or their opinions. You stay calm because you know some battles are simply not worth fighting, especially when the opponent plays dirty. The Stoics mastered this so well, they could sit through Roman Senate drama without breaking a sweat. And honestly, once you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, manipulators lose interest. They thrive on chaos and reaction. So when you become the unshakable rock in their storm, they either retreat or reveal their true, pathetic selves. And that's when you really win. Number 7, practice negative visualization to build resilience. Negative visualization sounds gloomy, but the Stoics use it like mental armor. They imagined losing what they love, status, friends, comfort, so they be prepared for any manipulation that threatened their peace. When you expect manipulation as a possibility, it loses its surprise and power. Think of it like rehearsing for a play. If you prepare your mind for manipulative tactics before they happen, you won't be caught off guard. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt or anger, you stay composed because you've seen worse in your mental movie. Plus, you appreciate your freedom and clarity even more. This technique also stops you from idealizing toxic people or situations. When you prepare for disappointment, you don't fall into their trap of emotional dependency. Manipulators love people who cling desperately to their approval. The Stoics flip that script by valuing their own inner fortress over external validation. By practicing negative visualization regularly, you develop a quiet confidence. You become like a wise old tree, unmoved by wind or storms. Manipulators might try to bend your branches, but your roots? Deep in Stoic wisdom, unbreakable. Number 8. Use the dichotomy of control to filter your energy. The dichotomy of control is the Stoic's secret weapon. It divides life's problems into what you can control and what you cannot. Manipulators often blur this line to drain your energy with nonsense. They want you obsessing over their lies or trying to change their toxic behavior, things totally outside your influence. By clearly identifying what's yours and what's not, you protect your time and sanity. For example, you can't control if someone spreads rumors, but you can control how you respond. Maybe by ignoring it, confronting calmly, or walking away. This clarity is a game changer because it prevents emotional burnout. Manipulators count on you caring too much about what they do, but the Stoic mindset reminds you that their actions are the problem, not yours. You focus only on your own character and choices, and that keeps you grounded. Your energy is precious. Don't waste it trying to rewrite their story. This principle also helps you detach from drama without being cold. You're not ignoring people, just prioritizing your peace. Manipulative people hate that because it removes the fuel for their games. When you act like a Stoic firewall, their sparks fizzle out quickly. Number 9. Cultivate inner joy that is untouchable. Manipulators feed on insecurity and dissatisfaction. They want you feeling empty, so you turn to them for approval or validation. But Stoics teach cultivating an inner joy independent of external things. Marcus Aurelius didn't rely on applause from the crowd. His joy came from living in accordance with virtue. Inner joy is like an emotional bank account. You can draw from it when life gets rough without depending on others to top it up. When you're content with yourself, manipulative people's attempts to unsettle you simply bounce off. They can't steal what you don't lend them. How do you build this joy? Focus on small daily habits that reflect your values. Honesty, kindness, discipline, and gratitude. Journal your wins, no matter how small. Celebrate progress over perfection. When your joy is rooted in these solid things, external chaos can't shake it. Funny enough, this sometimes confuses manipulators who expect drama. When you respond to their games with calm contentment, they might actually try harder because your lack of reaction feels like a rejection to them. But that's their problem, not yours. Number 10. Embrace humility to outsmart arrogant manipulators. Manipulative people often come off as overly confident or arrogant. They act like they know it all and try to make you feel inferior. The Stoics, however, practiced humility, not self-deprecation, but a grounded recognition of their limits and continuous growth. This humility disarms manipulators. Why? Because arrogance needs a target to look down on. When you refuse to play that role and show you're constantly learning, manipulators can't use shame or superiority to control you. Instead, your humility signals that you're not a competitor. They can't knock you down if you're not on their pedestal. Humility also keeps you curious and adaptable. Instead of locking into their narrative, you question and analyze calmly. Is this true? What's the motive? This mindset makes manipulation attempts fall flat because you're not easily fooled by smoke and mirrors. Plus, humility allows you to say, I don't have all the answers, which is way stronger than pretending you do. It shows confidence and maturity, a combo manipulators hate. When you wield humility like a shield, you outsmart manipulative people without even trying. So next time you spot a manipulator trying to test your patience, don't panic. Use your Stoic training. Know yourself, pause before reacting, Set strong boundaries. Use logic like a lightsaber. And if all else fails, exit stage left. Calmly, like the wise badass you are. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to keep building this Stoic journey with us. Thanks for watching, and remember, calm is the ultimate power.